Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged RuPaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
Guess who's back in the pod? Here's click-clack in a pod. Presenting for the first time of the premiere of All Stars 6, Episode 1. He puts the cum in. Welcome back, honey. It's Barney.
Oh, and introducing to the stage, it's my bestie, Ida Testy. It's Lukey.
Woo woo.
It was going to be, it's my bestie with the testy, but I thought, just one. An underscented low hanger. Just one. Oh, welcome back, honey.
Episode so 1. Good to be back.
I know.
We've missed so many things. Legendary Season 2's been gone. Congratulations to the House of Miyake Mugler, but
our faves.
My heart is split between the House of Tishi and also Dishon.
Tishi, though.
Drag Race Down Under's just finished, which has been a bit meh compared to...
I mean, the least said about that, the better, I think.
I'm still a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Although some great looks towards the end, I will say.
Minus the blackface.
Yes. And all our faves from UK Season 2 have been up to so much stuff.
Oh my God, love to see the honeys working so much. Never before, I'm going to say it, never before has Drag Race contestants so quickly been put to work with amazing brands. Like, I don't think you see any of the American girls getting any of this work.
Has anyone else been in Italian Vogue apart from Bimini Von Bolash?
Don't worry, we'll wait. Absolutely insane. And just within sort of 6 months, the girls are working with Jean-Paul Gaultier, Mugler, absolutely insane.
Mental.
Love you,
so
gals.
Good. But so fantastic that we're back for All Stars. Because
yes,
All Stars is absolute favourite. Get to see all the honeys you love and potentially hate, all the twists and turns and tricks and schemes.
Can I let you know something?
Please.
I love a redemption arc.
A
redemption arc.
Same.
Although I don't like to bring him into it. But also I noticed at the beginning it's we mentioned just Drag Race so many times, never by its full name of RuPaul's Drag Race. It's who's Drag Race? Anyone's. Could be anyone's.
It's
the Canadas.
Now.
Yeah, the Canadas is, what's her name? Old BLH.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Heights. But let's get into it, honey.
Yes, exactly. So, first in... Well, before we get into that, RuPaul says, a game within a game, a twist they won't see coming. So exciting.
Oh, I've missed that feeling of sickness.
Me too.
That hooking of the belly. I'm not ready. I'm not sure that I'm ready for the psychological warfare that Miss Charles is about to bring.
Well, luckily, when they did the announcement, this cast, it was a lot of... There are some girls here that I don't care for very much.
There's a couple of girls in here that I don't really care for.
So I feel like the stakes are going to be a lot lower, so less stressy, more just fun times.
Absolutely. Now, if you joined us in season 1 of Cliffhangers, then you may have been met with some extreme emotional high highs and low lows. And luckily, because I'm not really that bothered about many of these girls, because if you don't know them, the stakes are so much lower. Do you know what I mean? If it's not UK girls and you ain't got a horse in the race. Is that what they say? Horse in the race?
Yeah.
Sure. Or a wig on the show. It's you don't really... I find it a lot less stressful and I can just sit back and enjoy it.
Mm.
But little did I know how quickly the obsessions form. But we'll get into that.
Yes. So, in first, we have Ms. Akira C. Davenport in a blonde updo and gold sparkly corset outfit.
Didn't you tell me that you would like, for this first entrance look, for us to try and sum it up in one word or phrase?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay, for Akira, my one word was Tinkerbell.
Oh, lovely. Mine was sparkles.
Oh.
The lady doth love a sparkle.
She does. I bet you've missed how basic that is. Sparkles.
Do you like ACD? Akira C. Davenport.
What does the C stand for?
Chanel.
Yes.
I thought that was leading me on to
No,
say
I was just
something.
confused because I thought it was... I was going with A apostrophe Kyria. So I was like, KD, no? I can definitely see a glow up. I love the new chompers on her.
I've not noticed.
Going from the school of Sister. Did you not see? She's got a lovely set on her now.
Oh.
Yeah, before she had them weird little meth teeth, and now she's got a full...
I'll keep an eye out.
She's got a full set. Love it.
Full set.
But as shown in the recap, I believe they say, if I see that blonde double stack one more time, not only did we have to see it on Akira in her original season about 6 times on her, do you remember she also like lent it out to people? Like Silky wore it and Raja wore it.
What a wig though, honey.
It is a fantastic wig, but if she's patched that, we're going to have to...
Oh no, absolutely not. There's no way.
No.
So next up we have Ms. Jiggly Caliente in an LBD. One word?
Meh.
Mine was... Oh.
I just put, I hope she brought drag.
But truly though, it's funny because when they showed Akira's entrance look from her season, she's in just like an LBD, so I was like, that's her, like, look how far you've come, and it's like, you haven't come anywhere.
And we would have cussed her out when we saw that as well.
Yeah,
like, really?
Although, Faith's gorgeous.
Absolutely, you cannot deny the softness, the roundness that she, like, now that she's not painting bad drag, she's painting just like gorgeous. I mean, it was, as soon as I saw that dress and was like, you should be ashamed of yourself, then it went into the interview and I was like, okay, I forgive, you look absolutely stunning.
Like, where's that pose money, honey?
Well, exactly.
Maybe we'll find out later. Thoughts on Jiggles as a performer in general? Are you happy that she's here? Or?
Very, very happy. As mentioned with Silky later, just so happy to see the dolls. So happy to see the girls. Like, ideally...
It feels like old friends, doesn't it? Like,
yeah.
Hi,
And to also see, like, obviously we'll touch on this later, but with Jiggly, she is a brand new bitch. Like, the maturity, the energy, everything about her, so different. And I'm really glad that the world got to see that, because otherwise they would have just been stuck on the baked potato.
Yeah, and we need to move past that.
We, as a society, need to move past that.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Jan Sport, in a creepy yeehaw style, strappy look in her signature purple and bunches. One word.
Leveled up.
That's 2 words.
It's a phrase.
My one word was flat.
I put as someone who clearly has a speech impediment, as the owner of a small business, I don't really like seeing the budget creepy.
It's the truth, Ruth. Deal with it.
If you would like to grab yourself some custom creepy pieces, please head to @creepyyeehaw. That's YEHA on Instagram.
To save back about $8,000.
I just think that they will set you back a good couple of Ks. I was going to say kgs. But I think where she really did bring that type of sort of like fetish, especially that hardware look.
And when Naomi's worn actual creepy on her.
And she managed to get it in. Do you remember? She was like wearing my creepy leather, and it was like, they don't know that that's actually her name. But yeah, I don't really like that sort of cheap imitation. It looked very sort of, I don't know, it looked cheap. And
yeah, the material, the iridescence of it made it sort of level down.
I just think that entire look, I know we're going in very neggy on Janny so early, but I think that entire look, it's just been very done before. It's very Miami Queen, very like sort of like replica Ari costume, high pony, double stack, sure. You know, although, they will love that.
I wish it was higher. I know Jan is a pop star, like more so than like a dragged out kind of drag, but I'd love to see her in some bigger wigs. Call us, babe, and a bit of a hog body.
Ooh.
On the waist.
Now, we'd like to point out at this early stage that we are not body shaming her.
It's to do with proportions rather than
the lack of shape. I do get that. Well, she's not a padding queen, but remember, I don't know why I'm telling a woman this, but some bitches are built like boxes. Me, myself, I'm built like a pickle jar. Like, it's really, she's representing everyone, you know? But yeah, I do get it, that maybe some padding.
Just a little bit of a hip.
Because she had boobs,
smaller.
No? In that sort of harness thing.
Maybe.
I think she may have had boobs, but yeah, it was...
The hips to waist weren't giving me anything.
What she should be worried about.
Thoughts on Jan returning so soon?
I always think that they should maybe wait. I guess if you feel like, which she definitely does, like you really have something to prove and you feel like you sort of fucked up your season, which she clearly does by what she said, then maybe you're just desperate to go back. But I feel like you should, if you look at someone like Sonique, like you want to come back and be like, I'm a complete, like literally any of the dolls, like I came back and I'm a completely different person and I have new drag, I have new skills, like that's what you want for All Stars really. But
I really want to like her. I really want to root for her.
Jan.
Yeah, I want her to do good, but I don't really.
Let's get into it later with the variety show, because a bitch has got thoughts. But what I do appreciate is the finesse of the back of the wig. because when she turned around, the back of that high pony, it is very hard to get the backs
There were bunches.
of bunches, sorry. But the back of that updo was very well done, and I thought, congratulations. But was there boy hair hanging out? Yes, there was, so.
Maybe. Up next, we have Raja O'Hara in a blue and purple corset hoodie cape combo. One word.
Conflicted.
Why?
Right, full disclosure, Raja was probably one of my least favourite queens.
I really don't like it, Kath.
Of
Same.
recent Drag Race seasons. I was not here for the mind games, for the viciousness, for the but, and it's a messy but, I feel like she may be getting her true redemption arc on this, because as soon as she came in, I was like, oh my god, she looks absolutely gorgeous.
Although, was there foundation in the lace?
Ooh.
I don't know, but no, I agree.
You tell me, Eagle Eye.
Eagle-eyed cherry. Yeah, I feel that it's gonna. Also, when we say hate, it's not really. Hate.
I didn't actually say hate.
No, but I was going because I'm about to say I did hate her, but it's just what it's not real hate.
In the same way that she hates me.
Trolling the Huns, but yeah, I can see myself. I immediately don't hate her anymore, and I'm excited.
I just
to
thought
see more.
such good energy. First of all, love that sense of just coming in and being like, yeah, I was a bitch on season 5, but I came to make it right.
She better.
Do you know what I mean? Coming in straight away and being like, I know that some of you may have a problem because I was a psychopath, but she just came in with such good energy, laughing, fun, giving you good confessional. I thought, okay, I'll buy.
My one word was boots, because you see they had her name on them.
I did, the house down.
Yeah, and I didn't really care for the rest of the outfit. I kind of liked what she was trying to do, mixing together streetwear and glamour. But
It was giving me Astina.
Sure, I didn't care for her looks either. Hey,
Now
girl.
there's a couple of girls in here that I don't really care for. We're obviously going to need that as a sound.
Obviously. Now we have the first of the girls returning for the third time. Before we get into that, what do you think about third chances?
I think if they feel like they've got something different to bring, would you be complaining if they brought Valentina back again?
I mean, obviously not. But
would you be complaining if they brought Naomi back again?
Don't you do it with my special angels? Run through all the ones that have only had one chance first, maybe.
Sure. I mean, when there's literal queens out here on Twitter, begging to go on All Stars, I see it. I see you girls. That they are so desperate for a chance, then I think that actually maybe you should be bringing some other people. But also, it's a TV show and it's a reality show, and some of these people have someone like Eureka. They could bring her back a million times. They brought Chandra back a million times because people fucking love her.
And I'd rather they bring these gals back a third time than a winner like BB.
Yeah, for sure.
So this bloody Ginger Minj, ain't it? In an outfit I can only imagine was inspired by Fungus the Bogeyman. My one word was nah.
My one word was smallpox.
I can't find my soundboard thing, but I really don't like it, Kat.
Very much giving Crafternoon. I was very baffled. I didn't really get it. I mean, say what you want about the bitch, but she will give you a soundbite. Like that I ain't croaking bitch. I was like,
that was very good.
But maybe if she hadn't given that soundbite, would it have really tied together? Did you have any idea that that was a hark to the Glamour-Toad era?
No, and there's literally that's not what a toad looks like.
No.
This what's that? Herpes.
What's that musical about the plant?
Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah, what's it called? Little Shop of Horrors. It was very much giving it was very much giving sort of a nursery craft project of making that plant. It was very, very confusing.
Yeah.
But I thought the hair was quite adorable.
Yeah, she always got the integration, right?
She consistently has adorable integration hair.
Yeah.
Because she knows about what? Proportionising.
Next up, for her third time also, is Yara Sofia in a shiny gold outfit and dog mask.
I mean, my word was confusion.
Mine was lunatic.
It's mental illness, isn't it, love?
I feel like, unfortunately for her, she's still doing that, very heavy makeup that, is probably fine on stage, but you don't really want that on TV.
Yeah, honey, you're in your McForties. I don't want...
McForties?
Yeah. I don't know. That... Well... I kind of... On first look, that solid gold pup thing. Okay. I'm not mad at it. But... First of all, shout out to all the pups at Pride that all bark when they beat their cars. Do you remember?
Yeah.
All them grown-ass men going... That was the sea lion. So we see you, we love you, we covet you. Shout out to the pups. And it's very popular, this sort of like sports lux holographic linebacker thing. Do you know, it's just that sort of like like Wesler, like that like laced up linebacker thing that everyone loves. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what a Wesler is.
Wesler's the
designer. Do you mean
designer.
Wesler, darling? I believe he's a painter.
Wesler, the designer. It's just like, do you know what I mean? Like that sort of linebacker-esque. It's almost like sort of like holographic armour.
Sure.
Really looking at me like you have not seen Yara's outfit.
I have
you watched the episode?
I don't see any linebacker in that.
I mean, maybe it was the shoulders.
Maybe.
Hit that shade rattle.
Sorry, we're fresh back and all my soundboards in a different order. We'll get it. Hang on. Do you like Yara?
Maybe I need to ask you a question before I answer that.
Answer my question with a question.
Yeah. Locks? Question mark? Afro-Latina? Question mark? Or Latina?
I can't answer either of those questions. I didn't notice the hair really, and I don't know her.
She just very consistently wears locks.
She does. Well, back in the day she did. I don't know if she does
She's
now.
Wearing them for her entrance look.
She's wearing them right now, then.
With the pup. I actually don't. And I'll tell you for why. And I want to be very sensitive about saying this because I maybe understand that being a Puerto Rican queen, that she is speaking in her second language. She's trying, like what Nikki Doll spoke about. She's like, I'm fucking funny in my language. Yeah. Like, it's really hard to be funny. And as someone that badly speaks another language, like, I do understand that it's so difficult to be able to get nuance and comedy in other languages. But I just find her comedy is like the lowest common denominator. And as you'll see with the variety performance and stuff, I just think that she lacks some of the nuance that I need for a queen in comedy. But the looks, not my style, but she goes for it.
When I think of her, I just think of her, that like heartbreak bit in her lip sync where she just like gives up and is just like sobbing on the floor, and it breaks my heart. So I'm fond of her.
I mean, honey, if you want unhinged shows of emotion, you just hold on till season 2. Till episode 2, sorry.
Moving on now. Silky nutmeg ganache in a blue gown, complete with milk and cookies. One word, strength, because that's what I'm going to need to cope with her throughout this season.
My one word was entertainment.
With the emphasis on taint.
Yeah. Yeah, the weeping taint. You cannot deny the softness of that face.
You cannot.
That's a 25-minute face, honey. 25 minutes. She just puts a slicker lip gloss on, a couple of flutter lashes, and she's good to go. There is... I can't remember whether it was episode 2 or this one. There is a time when they're showing her at the mirror, and I gasped. I was like, she looks beautiful. As a man. It's like, the face is incredible. Like, I don't...
So are you milky for Silky?
First of all, carrying an entire full glass of milk under the breast. Behave. Like that's a talent in itself. Should have done that for the variety show.
Like them people on TikTok that show how much alcohol they can smuggle in their bras.
Well, exactly. I almost spat out my naked bar when it cut to her interview look, and she is serving what could only be described as Aretha Franklin after a couple of cocktails.
My boyfriend said, Rick James looking motherfucker.
I just couldn't believe it. But honey, Silky baby, not that polyester wig under the harsh studio lights. Like, that was the first thing I saw. It was just like, it looks like she sort of like screwed a bin bag up and put it on her head.
I really could have done with her to have some of the Raja O'Hara humility, because she's like, I don't regret anything I did on my seasons. Like, really? You don't regret that black undergarment with the... Oh, okay.
You don't regret one of arguably the worst lip syncs of all time?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, just waiting for that arc.
Sure.
Me and Noah. Pandora Box is next, also her third try, in a matching sequence dress and cape. What was your word? Uncomfortable. With them as a person.
Yeah.
Mine was fabric, because that's the only thing I could enjoy out of. That's so me. She's one of the gals that I've never really been a fan of.
I can say I've at least been consistent with the dislike. Do you know what really kicked it off for me? You know what it is.
That race car dress.
That race car dress. Oh, really at the intersection of appalling taste and craftiness. Like...
Did Jiggly say Alyssa got old? I had the subtitles on today. Elsa, lol.
I mean, yeah. But maybe you saw, maybe you didn't because you're not really a tweeterer. She actually complained and added World of Wonder, which I thought, ooh, you're bold, man. Saying that why is she the only queen that they kept in the edit an insult in her entrance? She's like, in true World of Wonder style, I'm the only queen that you allowed someone to insult on their way in, and everyone got sort of like a celebration.
Yeah, that's true, actually. That's not very nice.
But also, I'm going to need an age check, because she was 46 in season 2, so...
I was about to say, yeah, like...
that's very Candy Ho of me. Like, excuse me, how old are you? But she, like, run with it. Like, who was the queen that was, like, making jokes about their age? Maybe...
Well, someone just did on Down
There's
Under.
always time for a cocktail. Maybe it was her, like, straight away coming and being like, I'm old.
Mrs. Kasha Davis.
Yeah, Mrs. Kasha.
Yeah, seeing her in the confessionals just really reminds you how long ago season 2 was.
Yeah.
Honey.
The material, though, of the dress, heaven.
Dreamy, gorgeous.
It looks so heavy. Speaking of heavy, what did you think of her makeup?
Honestly, all I was just thinking was, get this gal a tear trough filler. Please.
Not the tear trough filler.
No, so we're not coming for old people.
No, we are not ageist
we
on
don't
this
hate
pod.
Pandora, but you know you need some up and downs for the pod. Come on, guys.
Also, yeah, you need the high highs and the low lows. Come on. The thing is that age often in these sorts of things is like, you want to have age on your side. Like, it gives you the confidence and experience. Look at someone like Bianca. She's like, yeah, I'm old, but like, that's because I know my shit.
Yeah.
And she has literally, this is her 3rd time. So like, I just thought that, although it must be a bit tiring, as you'll see in the reading challenge.
Very
like,
tiring.
as you can tell by her under eye situation, it's very tiring. But it must be a bit tiring for people to just be constantly making gags about your age, especially the first thing that they say when you come in. But
That's
also
right,
just like be like, yeah, I am old, but like also I've been working for like 25 years. Do you know what I mean? That's what. But she doesn't seem to take it very well in the reading challenge, but I guess it must be a bit annoying. So obviously us doing it again on this pod. Hope you're not listening, Pandy.
Next up we have Miss Scarlet Envy. The tie-dye My Fair Lady fantasy. One word.
Illustration.
Oh.
She is like a Cecil Beaton fever dream. Yeah. I just literally first of all, the face card never declines. She's so refined and cunty, and like, do you remember before in her season, she was like very gorgeous, but she looked very much like a painted man. Like, it was
there wasn't really much difference between on and off.
Yeah, it was very masculine. It was very something about, she's like and like the way that she's now doing her eye makeup is so snatched. And I don't know, it's just everything was so soft. I think she's going really heavy with the... And I did write down, I can't look at you directly in the eyes when I say this, she's almost serving like Fame levels of gorge.
That is very, very bold.
Yeah.
But she's on the way, for sure.
She has such gorge energy as well. Like, she's so chill and so, like, you know, when she came back, she's just like, I'm back. Like, it's like, I love her.
Yeah, my one word was, stunning!
This is like being at sort of like a Christmas party with one of the drunk straight people being like, let's talk about drag.
I found her a bit annoying on her season, but I'm really happy to see her, and she's absolutely gorgeous.
I think she was misunderstood. I think she's obviously completely and utterly insane. And she was just living fully in her fantasy, and she was at Drag Race by herself in her season, I think, which I respect.
Next up, we have Serena Chacha in a gorgeous Latina look. One word.
Baffling.
Mine was, okay.
You're a bit like the Chinese at the Pizza Hut buffet. You're not for me, but I see what you're doing over there.
Again, did not care for her attitude on her season, but I respect her wiggetry.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think any 21-year-old, like she said, you can only get in once auditioning for Drag Race at 21. I think any 21-year-old that was like, okay, my looks aren't good and I haven't brought the right fashions and stuff, she was just trying to fake it till you make it, but she didn't really have the sustenance to pull through on that, I think.
And when it showed like all the literal titans that were on that season.
Oh my God, can you believe? But the entrance look, that is giving. Like, when she came through, I was like, the attention to detail is gorgeous. Also, did you see her little Ellie Diamond 8 count when she came in? She sort of like, walk, clap, kick up the dress, grab the dress. I was like, hey, bitch.
She's been waiting 8 years to do that.
She's got choreography. Mm-hmm. She must be friends with the World of Wonder girls. I refuse to believe she's not. Like, when some of these people, you know, like we're talking the Morgan Merkles, who was old...
Angela Merkles.
Angela Merkles. Who was old Teeth from last season? From All Stars. India Farah.
Sure.
Not really teeth, more jaw. More
you.
Wow.
We'll put a picture up. Side to
Episode
side.
1, and so it begins. Do you know what I mean? That these girls, like, they've really come out of nowhere. They didn't really excel on their season. Like, they must be fucking someone at World of Wonder. Which, if you're listening to this, neither of us are above. I don't know what you can do for us, but it has just been a long lockdown.
Next up.
Oh, can I just say one thing, though,
Please.
before we go on? That little Nene Leakes ramen on top of her head in the interview. Why has she got just like one small patch of it? It looks like she's gone bald and she's just like clinging onto the fringe.
Yeah. It was a lovely wave pattern, though.
And also, I suspect, it was a long time ago that he was on, but I get the feeling that he is like a 39-year-old twink baby. He's so hard to like place where his age is.
Well, he must be 29 now.
Because it was 8 years ago. 29. Oh, but do you also agree that like he really could be sort of like 40 and just looks really young? He's like, it's quite hard to place where his age is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
She's my favourite.
No, we don't play favourites here.
Sonique Love. Oh, a vision in a vision in red, and my one word is damn. That's it.
Mine was levitating. Levitating! She is the body, she is the face, she is the winner.
Gorgeous. Like, I just love her so much. So stunning, such a great performer. I thought she was gorgeous then.
We were obsessed with her in her season. Do you remember? Just like the performance,
So
like
good.
that stripping performance as well. Do you remember? And when she did that number in
That was burlesque,
the black,
actually.
what you're
Apparently.
above? But burlesque isn't stripping.
No, it just cracks me up that they're like, this burlesque
Who you
change will get Dita Von Teese to thing, and then they're actually like dancing on a pole.
Sure. When she did the ballroom switch, the presentation of the arse. Absolutely.
We need one of those.
It was over. Young Lisa Rinna when that flashed up, absolutely unrecognisable. I was like, who is that? I was like, she's kind of gorgeous, and I was like, oh my god, if she didn't have that same helmet hair, I never would have
that hair
realised.
hasn't changed a day.
No,
Has it?
well, she goes very famously. She's like, Harry Hamlin loves it. I'm never changing it. So she refuses to change. She's had the same hair for like 40 years.
Well, it's transcending all the fashion eras, isn't it?
Now, can I be real with you?
Okay.
That outfit, I would absolutely roast on literally any other girl.
Really?
On her, absolutely stunning.
I thought it was great because it wasn't. You might think, oh, it's just a jumpsuit, but then there's like so many different panels. There's like different.
It looked very
fabrics and
cheap.
stuff.
I thought like the base of it was like a stocking bodysuit. Like it's
I
like a
didn't get
fishnet bodysuit, and then it just had bits
I
attached
thought
to
it
it.
was as this
But-
probably be like a Bang London or something.
But can I be real with you? All I wanted to see from her is she is like the body, and I thought it was just such. You know, in the same way that like for Trinity, she's serving you body, and you want to see it in her entrance look.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to see, so I'm not going to complain about it.
Not at all.
No.
I didn't even care when her hat fell off. It's like, it just humbles you, honey. Like,
Truly,
you don't
it just
need
makes you
it.
more-
More room for a crown now.
Exactly. Also, what about when she was like, when Silky was like, oh, I'm just so glad we've got the girls in, and she's like, we've always had the girls. It was like, you better start already, Sally. Will we be referring to her from here on out as Kylie or Sonique?
I'd like to try and do the Kylie, but I think if I get excited, it's going to be Sonique.
Okay, why would you like...
Because that's how she wants to call herself. She's like, and now I'm introducing myself, like, you can call me Kylie.
Is that now her drag name?
Kylie, Sonique, Love, yeah, in that order.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was like, obviously Jiggly's name is Bianca, but she's still Jiggly.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was more that like her actual name is Kylie Love.
Yeah, she didn't want to take away the Sonique, she just wanted to add to it.
Okay, so Kylie. I'm going to try and call her Kylie.
Yeah.
Remember, that's cute because now there is only 2 Kylies.
Yeah.
Minogue and Love.
Yes.
Interesting.
Up next, Miss Trinity K. Bonet, TKB if you're nasty, in an Inspector Gadget style ensemble. One word.
Witness protection.
2 words.
Who, if you held a gun to my head and said who walked through that door, I would not be able to tell you. Who the fuck was that?
She was looking quite different, but...
A master of disguise.
Yes.
I was literally... she's been in witness protection. I refuse to believe anything else. Absolutely mental. Like, not only... You might think that, like, oh, she's been touched by an angel. She's had a couple of little syringes here and there. But, like, just the entire face and makeup and style was so completely different that, like, when she first came through, I was like, what, who? Thought it was like an extra girl that I just didn't know about.
My one word was, oh, because I love her so much, and that was a disappointing...
What would you say a highlight TKB moment is? So many.
She's like the fucking lip sync angel. It would probably have to be What a Man, when she's just
oh my god, her as a
down
hippie
on the floor. I love it.
But also, special shout out to her doing I'm Every Woman with that blue dress. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love her so much. So I'm just really, really praying that she's doing good, because her and Kylie were my two faves.
Same.
And finally, Eureka! You found it in some kind of Elizabethan style wig and a caged hip dress.
What she has found, Juvederm.
I got my all-stars lift, bitch!
Yeah, exactly.
My one word was a combination of words, because I couldn't sum it up in one, and it was, what's she like?
Mine was toddler. Like, she is a toddler.
She is already cracking me up so much with her confessionals, because historically I've not been a fan. I was livid that she got to come back a second time after that knee injury, but I think I'm on the turn, not dissimilar to Silky's Milk.
Yeah, exactly. I just love that she's so smiley, like a giant baby. Do you know what I mean? She's I'm going to say something that might be a bit bold, but I feel like she has like divine energy. There's something
divine energy.
Yeah. She has a divine feminine energy. Not the divinity, like not the Da Vinci Code. She more sort of. Do you know what I mean about like divine? She's that sort of like, she's a bit gross, and she's a bit like, but she's very lovable. Like, and that's not just because she's a big bitch, but like she's like, I don't know. There's something about her. It's like this really sort of like gross out, like playfulness, like a baby.
I'll look out for it.
Yeah, there's something. Also, her wigs must have to be huge. Because
the one for the challenge.
She's got a head like a melon. It's just so, when it cut to her in the interview, I was like, not only is, I can remember one of the queens saying that like she's like 7 foot or something in heels. Like when she was next to someone in the workroom, I was like, that is one large head. So I don't know how I know like Webster wig caps are like bigger, but like surely you'd have to like, do they do like larger wig caps for the larger head? Because it wouldn't reach ear to ear. Not crazy for the Rococo, because it's done pretty much every single season. So I didn't really know how I felt about this look, to be honest.
Oh, I didn't think it was Rococo. I felt like it was more like English, like Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, okay. But it
was that horrible dishwater blonde colour.
Yeah. I mean, I'm honestly, referentially, I thought it was all over the shop. I didn't really get it. Them sort of like caged panniers with like I didn't understand it.
No.
But
some things aren't for you, Barney.
Well, exactly. But I'm interested to see where she goes, because she is one to watch. Can I ask you the big question now?
Please.
Judging by them entrance, who's out first?
Jiggly.
Can you call her first leaving? You can. Yeah, I would have said... Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I would have said Pandora.
Pandora.
Just because the energy that I got from Pandora was just that she was really uncomfortable, which I was uncomfortable, personally. But she just like, it was like she didn't really feel like she should be there.
Oh, I was basing mine on like the look rather than the vibe.
Sorry, do you need a close-up on Pandora?
No.
Okay, so the look, obviously, the worst look objectively was Jiggly, because she's in a little party dress, wasn't she?
Yeah, a little cocktail number.
Yeah. Okay. So then we get the grand entrance of Ms. Charles herself, and also an appearance from your sis, Miss Piggy. Very gorgeous. She says this year, Miss RuPaul Charles, that All Stars 5 is a game within a game and a masterclass of survival.
Exciting. Did you like RuPaul's kind of bleached out deck chair look?
I did not.
No.
It's so funny that he always wears these suits and...
Klein, Epstein and Parker.
Plug. And they never really seem to fit him. It's very strange. He's got a very strange build upper body, because he's so tall and he's got such thin limbs. It always looks like he has these tiny, tiny arms like hanging out of a gigantic chest. So he's like so broad, yeah. But I'm never really a fan of the Ru looks. Not really a fan of Ru.
I was so let down with the Miss Piggy reveal because I was like, oh my God, there's going to be another queen. Who's it going to be? And it's like, oh, you've let someone who is pro-domestic violence come and be on this.
Sorry, hold up.
She's been slapping Kermit for years.
Oh, okay. I don't know that. Okay.
Just saying.
Did we notice the new music with...
We did.
May
Let the best drag queen win.
Ideally, it will evolve into best drag artist win. But we take the W's where we can. Do you know what I mean? Like, very
Although
happy for that.
It was for this season because women would only support Kylie.
I was going to say, is it actually...
Should have done that for last season with Scott Mick.
Is it actually backwardly transphobic?
Maybe. Refuse to let the women's win.
Yeah, exactly. But watch her work now, watch her slay, because she's living for her true self every day. So, Neek, the crown is yours. So, actually, watch a woman win. Now, Miss Piggy, I have been a lifetime fan. Love her work. Fan of the art, fan of the visual, but... we need to get Miss Piggy a new frontal because that boil in the bag crossing nightmare that she had on her head. It is so weird. Like, what is that wig on her head?
I didn't even notice it.
Oh, honey, we will put a photo up on the pod. It is a literal, like, $11.99 Pax boil in the bag wig. Yeah, it is. The glam needs a swift update.
Now, before we continue on to the mini challenge,
Hit me.
I'd just like to mention how proud I was when I heard that you were getting a statue built of you. When can I come and visit that in Easter Island? It's a reading challenge, guys.
Oh, and introducing to the stage Miss Lukey Luck, who is such a slut that we thought she was wearing white contacts, but actually she's just full up. Oh, you know that we will be hitting that reading challenge. If there's one thing the dolls can do, is read.
What did you think? Going through the honeys, we had Kylie first.
Can I just ask quickly?
Please.
What do you think makes a good read?
Um,
And don't give me none of that bullshit about, oh, a good joke is set us up and then
I don't even know the maths of a joke. I think it has to be something that makes you scream, but something that you know the person is going to be able to laugh along with you.
I was going to say that is my one rule. Like, just that they're in on the joke. Do you know what I mean? If you were like... you can often tell when a read doesn't land because it's like, that's not something someone's ever said out loud to me before.
Yeah.
And then that's horrible, nasty. And there's nothing more...
looking at you, Jansport.
Well, I was going to say, there's nothing more embarrassing than a queen that comes out, especially if you don't expect it from them, because I would never think that Jan is like a nasty queen.
It's like when Farrah had to do the roast and she was just cussing everyone.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's just like, they have to be in on the joke. Okay, what was your favourite read of these girls?
I don't know. I've tried to just like write down a little something for each one.
Oh, each one? Okay, let's go.
All right, Kylie, I really like you're shaped like a deep breath. Ginger.
I don't know what that means, but I know that I loved it.
Yes. I thought at least TKB is reading this time because on her season she just read herself and I thought that was really disappointing. So at least she was giving it a go.
I need an explanation. Arse almighty, ankles all tiny. What does that mean?
That is a compliment. Like dainty ankles, like a lovely lady.
But is that like a BBL read? Is that I that's what I got from it. Then, like, you know, obviously we are the generation of BBL. Like not generation X or generation Z, like generation BBL.
Sure.
That's how you can spot a BBL, because it's like gigantic arse and then tiny little Homer Simpson feet at the bottom.
Maybe we'll have to keep an eye out. But I was thinking, surely. Like having, what do they call it when you've got big chunky calves? Cankles.
Thunder thigh. Oh, no, that's thighs.
Yeah, surely cankles is more of a cuss, but anyway.
I don't know, you tell us.
Eureka was fine.
What about, that makes Ginger rock bottom.
Yeah, that was good. I thought Pandora's were actually fine.
Also, can I tell you my favourite one? Silky was in such a hurry today that she put her bum on backwards.
That was Ginger, wasn't it?
Silky screamed. In on the joke, absolutely fantastic. Yeah. And also another bigger queen reading a bigger queen
for being big.
Misplacement of body parts.
Serena's just didn't land, did they? No. Yara, a maniac.
An absolute unhinged maniac. Also, everyone just using old insults for Pandora who did not smile or laugh once. Okay.
Well, she smiled and that face would crack even more.
Well, exactly.
Scarlett to Jan about how to stay safe was really good.
Yeah, I liked that from her. But did you, out of 10, what would you give the reading challenge?
Maybe like a 6.5.
Apart from Ginger, there was no belly laughs, and I'm used to, especially for All Stars, like, you know, these bitches, like
they've been to the good gals in New York and getting written good ones.
Exactly. We always talk about like how we would prepare for the reading challenge if we were on
Don't
it.
give away our secrets for when we're on season 12 UK.
And we say that it would be so good to just have like a read for someone old, a read for someone really tall, a read for someone like just
tall,
have
short, skinny, large, all of them. And I liked Silky saying the only thing thinning on Eureka is her hair. That was a good one. Although the first one did flop, but I thought she brought it back with that.
Do you remember how bad she was at her initial reading challenge as well?
Yeah, she just started like
singing,
shouting at everybody.
Yeah.
So Ginger wins the reading challenge, and Mr. RuPaul Charles announces that the main challenge is going to be the All-Star Star-Studded Variety Extravaganza. I wouldn't have put stars in it twice, but that's just me.
Because there are only some stars. But then we're in the workroom and everyone finally gets to de-drag and unpack, and you just get all the girls chill, have a little chit chat.
It's so nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
So cute that there's a full makeup wall. Very into that.
Love that the talent competition is the first thing.
It's my favourite. Although
it sorts the week from the chaff.
Who said the wig? Although this one was a bit less exciting than other ones, but we'll get to that. Just
Because
normally there's a bit more variety.
You had to really search for the talent.
I liked
That's what
Raja
they should have called it, a talent search.
Yeah. I liked Raja talking about the diversity and how
after the hot dumpster fire that was Australia.
Literally what I've written down. God damn.
Honestly, as well, like, let me tell you, when at Truffle Pig's HQ, when we saw the lineup for the Australian, that was my first inkling that I was like,
I really hate it, Cassie.
I was like, I don't think I'm going to watch this piece of shit. I was like, the fact that not only is obviously the robbing of Indigenous lands from Australian people such a hot button issue in all of their politics, the fact that their own drag race has been colonised by just an entirely white cast. Like, I think there was 2 people of colour out of, 14?
Yeah. And then they were the first 2 to go home.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And then it was just a literal pig fight between all of the different cast members that have done blackface at some point in their professional career.
I don't think it was a very good look that Serena was so scared, because everyone else just seemed so relaxed and excited. It's like, if you are shook looking around, then maybe All Stars 10.
Can I say, when Ginger said that she is best friends with Jiggly, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to keep one eye on this.
PTSD.
Yeah, well, Katya has just entered the chat and she has things to say.
Do you want to remind people what that is in case they don't know?
Well, in All Stars 2, Miss Ginger Minge continuously referred to Katya, who is famously best friends with Trixie. Not that you can't have more than one best friend at the ripe old age of 57, but she just kept on referring to Katya as her best friend. She was like, oh, that's my best friend. Oh, that's my best friend. She really creates these narratives, as you'll see with Jiggly, that she's like really emotionally tied to someone, which clearly she ain't, but she was...
Dear Lord, what a sad little life.
Yeah, she's just like always referring to Jiggly as her best friend. It was like, do you know each other well? Or... very confusing. But just love to see all the girls in the workroom and love to see them all preparing for the All-Stars Variety Talent Search.
And now it's show day. Mainly in All-Stars, they really do be bringing these workroom looks, don't they?
They
Les
do.
fashions are insane.
They've got that TV money.
So funny.
You know, in UK, it was the season of the berets.
Yeah.
This season of the gay brunch hat. You'll see it in episode 2. Instantly, it's like, not only is the Reverend Silky NG wearing one in her interview, when you see it in episode 2, there's like 6 girls in one. Like, little Raja is wearing a pink one, someone's wearing a black one, and then obviously Silky's wearing her red one. It's like, wow, you really packed the same hat.
Maybe we should keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Hatgate. When they're talking about what their talent's going to be, I just... died a bit inside when TKB said she was going to do comedy.
Oh,
like,
you knew.
Yeah, you came through on the comedy challenge last time, but
Did she come through though?
well, yeah, she was doing really bad, and then like She did well. People laughed, and everyone thought she was going to be shit.
Coming through on the comedy challenge is like Bianca, like laugh a minute, like she kind of just everyone thought she was going to be terrible and she wasn't.
Yeah, well, for me, yeah, she did better than she thought.
Okay.
Or how we all thought. But like, she even said no one does good doing stand-up on the talent show on All Stars. And it's like we said before, like, she's such a sick lip syncer. It's like, why? Like, I know you want to like prove yourself or whatever, but don't do it episode 1, you dickhead.
That was such a lukewarm and flaccid insult.
I don't want to insult her.
But yeah, I mean, stupid choice.
How would you judge the girls?
On Variety?
On, like, when it comes to choosing the lipsticks? Are we going by track record? Because we need to get this
in
stuff
the
sorted
first
out
episode,
by now.
In the first episode, are you
going to do friends, or are you going to do it by critiques, or are you going to do it by how you think?
A mixture of both. Like, at this point, you're a literal, like, for Ginger Minch, her best friend is there, you know? Like, but some of your, like, not only colleagues, but, like, actual, like, really good friends are there. It's like, there's no fucking way. If me and you were in the same season, no matter how bad you did, I'd be like, I would rather you were here. Like, I'm not... Unless you were, like...
I'd send him home, gals.
Unless it was a Roxy Andrews situation and I was literally like, you came out here in a piece of fabric and you did badly, then if it was like undeniable, then I'm sorry, sis.
Yeah.
I'm going to send your ass packing. But it would just be a mixture of everything. I think it's just like, it's too nuanced to like just make a decision regarding that in the beginning. Do you know what I mean? To be like, I'm just going to do it solely on how the challenge is, because that's also subjective. Like,
I like to think that I would do it by how I personally found them that week.
Well, that's
and
the
if I couldn't
thing.
decide, then I'd go on report cards.
But that's the thing, like, that's why it doesn't really make sense, because what if you're like, I absolutely loved you in this challenge, but Rue was like, it was awful.
I don't care. It's my opinion, not Rue's. She's
Okay.
too pussy to do it herself.
But that's what I'm saying. When they're talking about like judge it by the challenge, it's like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about
my opinion of their challenge?
your opinion? But
Yeah.
but a lot of them are saying like, well, they got the worst critiques or the
Yeah.
best critiques. It's like, you might not even agree with the critiques, which quite often we don't. So
But they don't even have to agree on how they're going to judge it. I love that they all think that there should be a set way. It's like, no, I do what I
thought
want.
this. I thought, you know, quite often early on in All Stars, they decide collectively how they're all going to judge it. But I thought in this one, everyone was really keeping their cards to their chest and being like, so how are you going to judge it? And everyone's like, well, because I think actually that puts a target on your back. Look at Derek. Was it Derek? Who was it in the episode 1? Oh, Morgan McMurrickle.
Yes, I was thinking, who was it who was like, I'm going to just...
Yeah, he was like, I will send the best bitch home. And then it was
Yeah.
like, no, you're going home.
You got sent home. Why are you mad? Why are you mad?
Why are you mad?
Should we take a lovely commercial break?
Please. It started in a church hall. And then shit got crazy.
Years ago, Rebel Bingo rose from the underworld and tore Bingo a new one. The movement escalated quickly, and before long, they were doing shows in 30 cities across 5 different countries. Some sections of the traditional bingo community were outraged by this aggressive new approach to the game, but Rebel Bingo revelled in their notoriety and obvious sexuality.
Sure, they've been around the block, from Las Vegas, Ibiza, Los Angeles to Portsmouth Student Union. This summer, they return to their spiritual homeland, London.
Do you like winning prizes? Do you like drawing on your friend's face? Do you like losing your fucking shit? Well, come on down to Rebel Bingo.
That's right. Join Rebel Bingo as they return to London, starting the 6th of August with shows throughout September and October at Oslo in Hackney. Go to www.rebelbingo.com for tickets.
When I say rebel, you say bingo. Rebel.
Bingo!
Rebel.
Bingo! Be part of the revolution.
And now, please welcome back to the stage, Mademoiselle Claude Hopper.
And introducing back to the stage, it's Miss Manny Lennox.
I've earned my diva shit.
Oh, that's a new introduction to the Cliffhangers pod. The drag name reintroduction.
So, here comes RuPaul. I was actually very into this look.
I thought you probably would be.
80s pink lame, feather frills.
This
with
is
those
camp.
Pink, yes, those pink temples, gorgeous, and that blonde. It looked integration-y styles, but I don't think it would have been.
No, I think obviously all of her wigs are made by the same person, but it's definitely inspired by... And it's nice seeing like a much more modern hair.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I was into
Cute.
it.
I'd give her 8 truffles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sure. Hey, why not?
Yeah.
The Michelle I was going to say, I don't think Michelle Visage's resident hairstylist was available for this gig because I thought she was looking a bit ropey. But she tagged his vintage touch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I had other shit to do that day. Didn't have the time to put in.
Oh, I know. I was confused. But nice to see that Carson has had a little refresh.
Oh, you must have. It's All Stars.
Looking very tight and shiny. Congratulations, Mum.
And I like that your first one, yeah. So we've got Michelle, Carson and Ross, like just family for the first one.
Yeah, it's
lovely,
a
jubbly.
family affair.
And now it is time for the All-Star Star-Studded Variety Extravaganza.
Yes.
What would your talent be?
I think it would either be singing, but obviously you have to sing your own song and...
Well, Silky didn't.
No, which is interesting, isn't it? Because I guess that like them sort of royalty-free, the old bangers, the church songs, are probably you can sing them on TV fine. But I don't know whether I would want to sing my own song because that's probably not going to be that much of a crowd pleaser because people won't know it. But probably singing, or I would maybe do a little burlesque number. Maybe combine the two.
Maybe. My only real talent is the talent of the limbo, as discussed in season 2 Drag Race.
Yeah, the
UK.
multi-dimensional.
So yeah, I'd have to do some kind of hilarious limbo thing. I don't know how I'd how I'd make limbo more fun than just watching me thrust forward, puss first at you. But I'd have to.
I imagine a lovely sort of lambada track, something a bit Latin.
Yeah.
Hyping the gals up, but it is really a true talent. Because
maybe you could just get a couple of porn stars with massive dicks to stand tip to tip, and I limbo under them.
Interesting. We'll see what we can do.
So first up, we have Jan singing, really belting it, and she was really showing that she can hit a multitude of notes.
That was, I'm going to say, the most talent performance that we've ever seen on Drag Race.
Potentially, yes, but I thought, yeah, it's talented, but it didn't really grab me.
I would like to ask, was it live?
It was, I think so.
Well, to me, personally, I don't think it sounded live. I think she might have been... If that was live, she honestly has one of the most sensational... Maybe they mix it afterwards, just the general audio of the entire episode. But if that was live, then the fact, spoiler, that she didn't win is insane because that vocal was perfect.
Well, for me, yeah, as I said, it may have been good on paper.
Yeah.
Love Island coming soon, girls.
See you on Monday.
But yeah... It didn't interest me that much, so I gave it 7 truffles.
Unfortunately, same for me. Absolutely incredible voice, but I think the problem with Jan is that she lacks style. She lacks sort of like... She doesn't really seem like she has that much of a drag identity. It's like generic pop girl.
Yeah, that's what I mean when I said earlier. I feel like she's going down the route of wanting to be a pop star rather than like a drag queen. Yeah,
I just thought that obviously the vocal was absolutely incredible, and I would give it 9 truffles. Actually, I think it was a fantastic performance, nearly perfect. But in terms of like actual stylistically, it like just wasn't really given for me.
No,
if I'm honest.
Fair enough. Next up, we have Pandora also doing a song. My favourite bit was the dick bit, but I didn't really care for the costume reveal or the performance, really.
It felt very dated, I thought. And also I'm weird, I'm kooky. Like, she is not like the other girls. Very severe pick-me energy, to be honest.
You're saying you're weird. I want to see Evie levels of weird.
Yeah, I'm going to need to see something disgusting being eaten, a body part being turned inside out, like something. Prove that weirdness, honey.
6 truffles.
I'd go 5.
Okay. Jiggly, another song. Getting a theme here. It was super cute. I liked the beat of the song.
Can we put in the sound effect? Sheree from Real Housewives, when after she's done tardy for the party, and she's like, they're all like, so what did you think? And it was absolutely horrendous. And she's like, it was good. I like the beat.
Very that. I thought she could have done with a heel. I gave her 6.5 truffles.
I thought the face looked absolutely beat.
Gorgeous.
But it was just too low energy for me.
Yeah.
6.
Next, we have Kylie doing a song. So sexy, so sultry, so gorgeous. I was mesmerised. I gave it 8 truffles.
I put so elegant and sensual, it was literally just lifted off Broadway.
Gorgeous.
Just absolutely. It was giving you that real sort of like Gwen Verdon, Sid Charisse sexuality. Loved it.
Combien de truffes?
9.
Woo!
Linif.
Then we have Raja O'Hara giving us a dress in 60 seconds. I wish she would have given us a bit of like patter while she was doing the sewing, apart from the occasional time checks. I thought it was all right. It was a simple dress, but she did what needed to be done. So 7.5.
I thought such talent. For a talent show, like that was a real talent. I think was all the pattern pre-cut, because then obviously it is just running a couple.
Yeah, she did a one big cut and then she did sewing. So.
Yeah, I wonder whether though that most of it was actually already cut out.
Well, yeah, because like it would be just 2 parts, wouldn't it? A tube for the lower half and then attach that to the tube and then round the back.
Well, then if she did run up that cowl neck in that time, then that has to be spaced well. So I think, it was very impressive. And also Bianca quite famously in her live shows does a 3-minute dress. So she's really just up in Bianca's game.
Sorry about it. Next up, we have Akira.
Yeah.
It's another song and dance number.
And all a very similar style of performance. Although Akira are giving you much more sort of like ballroom energy, which was...
Yeah, although I said I wish it was a bit cleaner.
Sure.
Like sometimes
very
it
high
felt
energy.
like she was... Like when she was doing like kind of like the voguey hand stuff, I felt like she wasn't very
into
precise.
voguing right now.
So I gave it a 6.5.
My favourite bit was, are you ready for her? My favourite bit was, are you ready for a verse now?
But love the gal.
Yeah. I'll give it 7.
Okay. Next up, we had TKB doing stand-up. I had to put my hood up and hide out of embarrassment for her, because when she started stammering, I was like, oh, why have you done this, bitch?
Yeah, I know.
Such a shame.
I had phantom pains as soon as she started. I was like, oh, make it stop. I just knew straight out of the gate that it was going to be bad.
Yeah.
I could just feel it.
And I didn't like the look.
In that stiff Kerry Hilson wig? No, couldn't. I'm really worried that her sort of studded 2000s DJ costume look is going to continue throughout, and I don't want that for her.
Hopefully not. Because she was giving us such variety on her season.
Yeah, I need an upgrade, but it feels like the fashions may be stuck in her season.
Maybe. I gave 4.5 truffles.
4.5? Yeah, I'd go 3.
Ooh!
Because it wasn't even like she had good content and she was nervous and she was doing badly, but she had the jokes. It was like she was doing badly and the actual content of it was shit.
The same joke that she did.
And I didn't really laugh then.
I laughed then, but even then, like she did the first thing about you run up my lap, Bill. But then she still, like after the 4th time she did it, I was laughing less. I'm laughing even less hearing the same stuff.
Sure.
20 years later.
Yeah.
Next up, Eureka, who had a song dedicated to her mum.
My first thought was, not an emo ballad to try and win over LG.
I thought I might be a sloppy bitch, but I'm not a soppy one. So this is not really getting into it for me.
But touching and elegant, I thought. I thought actually for her, who is a shouty, screamy, crazy queen, I thought actually like the projections and the face and the wig was gorgeous. And I thought actually this whole as a visual and a performance, it's not my favourite, but I thought it was refined.
Yeah, agreed. I loved the wig on her and I thought the projections were cool.
Yeah.
So I gave her 7 truffles.
Same.
Next up, Scarlett giving us bubbly burlesque. Loved it.
I knew you would. This is your this is very Lukey style of burlesque, like classic gorgeous glamour, but then with like a stupid twist.
Yeah, so stupid, so gorgeous.
Yeah, and I just thought as well, like, she really committed to the idea that she looks sexy, so she's not trying to give you sexy. So she was committing to just like this big bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, like cartoon character almost throughout, which I loved. Yeah,
I was so impressed with that massive like bubble arch.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Gorge.
I gave it 8.5.
I gave it 9.
Woo! Next, Silky singing a song at the piano.
I didn't know the Rev could play.
Of course she can. She's a reverend.
I mean, yeah, I thought, congratulations.
I feel like when everyone's doing like a personal original song, it seems a bit wet to just do a church number.
But I think she was playing on the Reverend.
Yeah.
I guess.
But I'm not a church gal.
Same, honey.
5 truffles.
I also thought the geek glasses, this isn't a super party in 2008. Take off the plastic frames, honey.
And when Michelle was like, love the outfits, like, would you have loved that on like Scarlet Envy.
Scarlet O Envy.
Who's Scarlett O'Hara?
From Gone with the Wind, bitch.
Okay, fine. I was thinking, who's that drag queen? I forgot about the House of O'Hara.
But my main thing was that she just sounded so nervous, and you can tell in a vocal if they don't, like, from the beginning, take a deep breath and, like, center themselves. And, I mean, she's sitting down, so that's harder because sitting down singing is more difficult. But, like, you could just tell that, you can tell when someone's singing and they're not taking a breath and everything. Like, she was so shaky because she had zero support.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh, you just need to take one breath, honey, and you'll... And you could tell throughout it, once she calmed down a bit and she got that, like, her breath sort of, like, lowered and she got a bit more support, that it didn't go so flat and stuff. But I thought, nice voice, she's got a nice tone, but it was just a bit peaky at the beginning.
How many?
7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's only one less than someone you gave 8 to.
Oh, you're a sucker for the numbers, aren't you? Okay, I'll give it 6 then.
Thank you.
No, actually, you're nasty. I'll give it 7 because she was playing at the same time. Some of these bitches just rolled up and pretended to sing over a track. She was singing and she was playing.
Fine. Then we have Miss Serena Chacha doing a song about wigs. I thought, why have you brought out wigs to not do anything to them? Or not even do a wig reveal? Like, come on.
I thought we are probably the target audience for this. The only thing I wrote, odd. I didn't get it. It's just... Also, the wigs that she brought out, I'm sure they are wigs that she was going to wear on the show, but, like, they weren't even good wigs. Do you know what I mean? If your thing is that, like, I am... What does she call herself? The wigstress. Queen Wigs.
Something like that.
Yeah, like...
Duchess of Wiglets.
Yeah, something like that. But I was just very underwhelmed by the whole thing. And also, if you're going to do a track, at least go to someone that's going to mix it properly. Because, like, the vocal was, like, not really that clear. I don't know. I just found the whole thing quite odd.
I gave 6.5 truffles.
I'd give 5.
Miss Ginger Minge, yet another song.
What was this called? Like Jelly Baby or something? Gummy Bear?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, what is this gummy bear thing? Because I saw in the workroom that she's got 2 gummy bears tattooed on her. So it's obviously like a thing.
She's not even that gummy.
She's not even a bear.
You want to speak to TKB.
It just seemed like she had too many ideas in one thing. Like, you're trying to give me rapstress, but then you're singing about sweets like Candyland.
I was going to say, the pageant queen to rapstress pipeline needs to be abolished
Block
immediately.
that pipe.
Yeah, I cannot take this, that someone was like, do you know what? Actually, maybe I've got a bit of Nikki in me. And then they all decide that they're going to do like a bitch track, but it's like, no. Also, need to point out immediately, not Ginger with the Afro puffs.
This isn't Chad Michaels' era.
Honey, absolutely not.
I gave 6.5 truffles.
I'm going to go 5.
And then finally...
We're going to split hairs with this one, I just know it.
Me too. Yara Sophia giving us boobography. I thoroughly enjoyed the stupidness of this. I've never seen a breastplate move like that. It was absurd and I enjoyed it. I gave it 8 truffles. I was screaming and whooping the whole time through.
Oh my! I was shocked. Right, okay.
Wait a damn minute.
Now, as you are a proprietor and owner of Fantastic Breasts yourself, your opinion on this and femme bodies is much more important than mine.
Plastic breasts as well.
Yeah, well, the only breast. I thought it was completely tasteless. I thought it's a talent show, and you really could have brought a talent. And I just think this just really irked me. This is representative of a very specific corner of the drag world that makes me feel really uncomfortable. And I thought especially, and like I said, this is just my opinion and I completely respect that you loved it. But especially when you're sitting with women, like there are 2 women sitting there that are competing with you. And I just thought that this type of joke that's like mocking women's bodies, just this is like directly contributes to the sort of gay viewpoint that like women's bodies are just a joke. And I just thought that, I don't know, like viewing like femme bodies as like comedy and this like boob, like there was nothing apart from the fact that she had big boobs and she was just bouncing up and down with them in a way that like, first of all, looked very painful. And like, I don't know, I just like, it's, again, like I was saying at the beginning, lowest common denominator comedy with her. Just like, oh, your talent is...
Like the little person.
Exactly. And like when she did Amy Winehouse and she's like, oh, just like shouting and screaming, pretending to be a drunk. It's like real low blow humour. And I didn't like it at all. Also, the breasts were at like her waist. So it's like, I don't know. I didn't like it at all.
I just took it as kind of like clowning, basically.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's just my perspective. Knowing the sort of gays, specifically white gays, that would like watch that and be like, "Oh my god, so funny, just that big boob." They would be the gays that are like grabbing women's boobs in the bar. Do you know what I mean? And like to do that in front of women, I just thought, I don't know.
Disgusting!
Do not grab my breasts.
Well, exactly.
Not in a bar.
But do you know what I mean about contributing to that behaviour? That it's like women's bodies are stupid, just big boobs bouncing up and down.
I mean, I kind of do, but I feel like if you think like that, you think like that, and if you don't, you don't. That's not gonna like push anyone to switch camps or anything.
I just thought it was interesting that the only commentary from when you could see the other girls when it was going on, everyone seemed a bit puzzled, and the only commentary was from Ginger, and she was like, "I don't know what's going on," and that they didn't have any of the women commenting on it.
Oh, I thought like when it showed the rest of the gals sitting down, everyone was creasing.
I think it didn't seem to me personally like it was that they were in on the joke. Just it was also baffling and strange that everyone was like sort of laughing uncomfortably. That's what I thought.
Fair dues.
Okay, now we move on to one of my favourite bits of the show. We brought it back from season 1. It is the Zinger and Minger, where we, two professional wig makers who have no understanding of wigs or how to do them, critique very unfairly wigs from the runway. This is not the opinions of Truffle Pig Wigs. This is just two madheads jumping on a podcast. And the Minger, remember, this is all subjective. We are not critiquing any other wig maker's work. Zinger and Minger, hit me, Lukey.
My Zinger wig of the week would have to be a toss-up between Scarlett's and Akira's, although probably I'd choose Scarlett's top. But I wasn't really head over heels about any of them. I didn't really lose my mind over any of them. Agreed.
I thought probably for the talent show, they're probably going for like a safe wig because they're probably
doing shit.
Yeah. But I was Scarlett's or Eureka's because I thought it was just the width of it, sheer width of it. Gorgeous.
If we're going from the whole episode, then my favourite wig would be Akira's entrance one. But I couldn't find who it was by, annoyingly.
Oh, the little Tinkerbell number. Okay, gorgeous.
Do.
Minger.
My Minger would have to be TKB's. I'm so sorry.
Which one?
The blonde with the bang in her face for the talent show.
Oh.
Kerry Hilson.
Oh, yeah. Mine would be Serena's display wigs. Just for a number about wigs, I was very confused. And also, obviously, I was going to say honorary mention, but what's the opposite of honorary? Dishonorary mention to the Afro Puffs.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, not Afro Puffs in general, just like...
Well, they looked more kind of like just back-combed circles rather than like curls or like crimp texture.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's really unfair of me to say that they were Afro Puffs, but I just...
That's the look it looked like.
Yeah. It was definitely referential of that.
Yeah.
But,
so, after some deliberation, it seems that the safe queens are Urikakaka, Akira, Jiggly, Jan, Kylie, Scarlett and Ginger. Is that fair?
I thought they were strange. Very, very strange. I would have no hesitation of saying that in the top would have been Jan and Scarlett.
Yeah.
So I was instantly thrown off, and I thought, I'm not really ready for the bad judging just yet. I haven't got my emotional stability together. But it's definitely easier when you are not that invested in the girls yet.
Sure. Silky got told she needed a bit more oomph.
True.
They said it's a shame that TKB stumbled as it's hard to get the audience back. I thought they were actually quite generous.
I was going to say, do you not think they were so complimentary? In overall, I thought the judging was very complimentary and upbeat and positive. Maybe it's because it was the first episode.
Yeah, maybe.
They didn't really go that hard on anyone.
They really liked Raja.
The main question is, do we stand Raja now?
Well, I've already seen episode 2, but we're not talking about it yet. But I think the tables have turned.
I think they have. One of our top wig honeys, shout out to Miss Kelly Andrews, sent an email that was like she would take no Raja beatings this season of Cliffhangers, and I was like, oh, do you know what? I think it's steadily turning into a stan account.
Yeah,
I think so. I can really see on the turn for Raja. Very excited for her.
They loved Yara, of course. We could tell from how much Rue was literally wetting herself. No idea why Pandora was in the top.
Absolutely not.
Help the aged, maybe? I don't know.
Oh,
we're going to stop with these jokes by next episode.
We've got to as well. We've got to.
And they wanted more from Serena as well, a bit more dancing. And then weird that she was like, yeah, that's more me. It's like, well done, you played yourself.
Yeah, strange.
So Yara Sofia is the top all-star of the week. She winning a holiday in Italy. How sick is that?
So sick. But I thought,
Gorgeous.
strap yourself in, babies, because this season's about to be some bullshit. Her winning.
Unfortunately, this means that Trini and Serena are the bottom two this week.
And I thought TKB deserved it.
Yeah.
But I don't think Serena did.
Who would you have put?
Pandora.
Really upside down, isn't it?
Yeah, I just thought that Serena... I thought... This is just my personal opinion from what we've seen so far. There's definitely a level of professionalism and refinery that Serena is bringing to everything. The costumes, the wigs, everything. And I thought it was...
Yeah, her costume was great, actually, with the matching boots.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't for me, but some things aren't for you, you know?
Just ask Lord Roach.
Exactly. And I just thought that actually Pandora's was not as good, like in terms of talent and everything. But I mean, someone had to be in the bottom, and unfortunately it was them two. But one thing I did think that when I was just looking at the two who are in the bottom, I thought it wouldn't surprise me. You know, she's a loose cannon, old Yara Sofia. And I thought it wouldn't surprise me if she's heavily swayed by the visuals. And I thought maybe Serena, actually, she's going to just directly go for Serena because Serena is doing drag. The wigs, the costumes, the makeup, everything, very heavy drag. Whereas when you look at TKB, I thought one of the weakest things about her was her visual.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So interesting. And then we're heading over to the Untucked section of this, because there's no Untucked for All Stars, unfortunately.
No, rude.
But we're heading over to that and to the ladies' room, because there is a meeting in the ladies' room.
There's always a meeting in the ladies' room.
They did a close-up on Yara, and I thought her face is very, very metallic. That I hadn't really noticed. And that's something very interesting about like painting for the studio lights of the runway, compared to what the workroom is, which is obviously much more sort of like clinical lighting.
Yeah.
And like she looked kind of mental in the... in Untucked.
Because everyone else is a lot more blended and soft, and then she's got these like harsh lines.
But did not think that on the runway. So an interest, she's obviously knows about like painting heavy for TV.
Yeah.
So a professional.
I always find it annoying when the person who's just won goes on to the person who's in the bottom about how hard it is for them to make this decision. Like, it's not that hard, bitch. You can just pick someone and move on with your life. Like,
I've you'll be on the next episode. So.
Yeah. I really wish they had put subtitles, though, when Yara and Serena were talking.
It's not for you.
I'm trying to watch a programme.
Yeah, well, Spanish is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, spoken language on the planet. So get into your bilingual shit.
Well,
honey.
I'm a lot more hay una biblioteca por aquí than the speed that they were talking.
Sure.
Who would you... Oh, I know who would you have voted to go.
It honestly tears my heart in two. I think Trinity deserved to go. I love her, but if we're judging on the challenge, she deserved to go.
Yeah, so immediately I'm going back on how I said I would do the judging before.
Yeah, of course.
I
Can't
just
trust
think,
anything. Can't trust a word you say.
Yeah, like I just hope in my heart that TKB's got more to give in the following weeks.
And I think she has. But then I also think that Serena has. And I thought that this is a drag contest, and she was bringing drag, and I hate that. That's such a bullshit thing to say. Like, she's doing drag, so they're all fucking doing drag. But I just thought in terms of like interest, like the intrigue that I had in their visuals, I think actually Serena would have won that, even though I can't just save TKB because I loved her on a season, personally. But
she's not a girl's girl.
How dare you?
I'm still a piece of garbage.
So now we're at the lip sync for your legacy.
Oh, first one.
I love the concept of lip sync assassin so
Oh
much. It's so exciting because firstly, you know it's gonna be someone sick, or you hope, and then you just like another long lost hope you get to see.
But this episode, yeah, and especially now, it's like literally, it's like a ball in my gut that there's another added layer to this.
Yeah,
and how much we love the assassins. Like, imagine what that like game within a game situation could be. I can't even.
So exciting.
I have no idea.
I honestly had no idea when the screen was going up who it could be, and I did do a little scream when I saw it was Coco, despite the under eye highlight.
Oh, it looks like she hasn't dusted off her bake. It was mental. Like, you know, like when you see pictures, like the flashback pictures, the James Charles picture, when people have like powder on that's just like hot, like absolutely nuts. But again, she's a seasoned professional, and she never had that problem on her season. So it just really surprises me that maybe she's trying out a new powder.
Maybe. How did you feel about Uptown Funk being the song?
Not for me personally. I mean, it do be funky. But
Let it be known.
I wouldn't love it personally, because it stays kind of like one note throughout the whole thing. But sure, good, like the gals love it.
Initially, I was like, oh, because I always am a bit when it's a song by a man. But then as soon as it kicks in, it's like, oh,
It's only half a
come
man
on
though.
then,
It's Bruno
honey.
Mars. Thoughts on the wig on them? That's on Coco's.
What the bee did?
Yeah.
I did enjoy the full Diamond Fantasy as a look.
Diamond.
Cubic zirconia.
Thank you.
Fantasy.
Elizabeth Duke.
But yeah, I mean, it's always nice to see hair, isn't it?
I thought it was quite weird to see Coco up close after so long IRL without that sort of Facebook mum haze filter that she has on every single Instagram photo. It was like, oh, this is actually what she looks like. But in the and I thought, God, there's just not a line on her face. It's that tiny little like lineless face, but the bake.
I just really wish Yara had taken the boobs off because it felt like she was just milking. Pardon the pun. The joke from before.
The cursed breastplate.
And as soon as Coco took off that skirt, it was over for Miss Sophia.
Did you think so? I was like, oh.
She was giving me that funky footwork.
Hold up. Ms. Montrese is taking that skirt off. It's about to go down. And then I was like, oh, it's going like the lift is stuck. It's not.
Oh,
really
I enjoyed it.
I thought as well, it was weird that she had them gloves on. Because the dangly sort of like limits your sort of like hand articulation. Like she couldn't really like freely use her hands to do anything because they were just sort of like, I felt like she was a bit stunted in them gloves a bit.
Yeah, I get that.
I really thought, to be honest, Sonique was giving you more on the sidelines. It cut to her twice and she was,
damn.
Yeah, she was giving it on the side.
If we thought last season was a Bimini / Michelle gush riot, this is going to be a Kylie Sonique love, like...
Absolutely. Who's Michelle?
Visage. Last time you kept going on about how much. Yeah.
Oh, but she did look absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I was really surprised then. I was like, Alexis Michelle?
Absolutely not.
If I'm going to be honest with you, and if there's one thing we should have, it's honesty. I was quite disappointed by this lip sync. I didn't think it was like the way to open All Stars Assassins. Assassins? Yeah. I was a bit about it.
I was going to do a gamer joke then, but I thought you wouldn't get it.
Please, not on this pod.
Assassin's Read, but I don't think you would get that.
Actually, straight people play Assassin's Creed, and it was a play on that with popular lexicon.
So Miss Roux Animal wins the lip sync.
Bye, Coco.
Which means there's going to be 20k rollover next week, bitch.
That's really what you want to be hearing if you're
exciting.
Not in the top, isn't it?
I think exciting is the word of the pod today.
I thought as well, when I was looking at Yara, I was like, for some reason in my head, I was like, she is a performer. And I thought there was quite a few times when she just like didn't really know, like she didn't know what she should do. Do you know what I mean? She was sort of just like walking back and forth. I didn't think that she was like giving you like dancing. She wasn't giving you like that much performance.
Well, she was kind of like clipped by those big mummy milkers, wasn't she?
Maybe she just doesn't like the track, honey. I get it. So the winner of the lip sync is revealed to be Ms. Coco Montrese, which, did you think that was fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. But the best of a bad bunch. And so therefore she pulls out the lip sync from the remaining queens of their voting and sends Ms. Serena Cha Cha home.
I honestly felt sick at this point. I was just like begging and hoping for Trini to stay.
I thought it would
she
be.
can do better.
I thought it would be Trinity, to be honest.
Yeah. It would have been nice for Serena to get more of a redemption.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I really think that she has done that in that one episode. She's really rebranded herself. She's not that petulant little child anymore. She's like come back, a polished queen. And yeah, I feel like it'd be nice for her to stay more, but I really think she's done what needed to be done.
But also, don't pack up that suitcase because she ain't going home. What do you think the twist could be?
Do you know what? Because I'm such a 420 lifestyle person, I had completely forgotten the game within a game thing. So when this 1 hour later thing came up, I lost my fucking mind.
Yeah, 100%.
No idea. What do you think it could be?
I don't know. The concept of a game within a game, I have got a sneaky suspicion that maybe they will stay and become the lip sync assassins. I feel like maybe there's going to be a lip sync at the end of the show between like the queens that have gone or something, with giving them the ability, because it's going to have to be a game within a game, so that they're being kept. I just don't know.
Maybe they're doing the same challenges in another studio.
Yeah, I mean something's going on, Because I think maybe they look at the structure of All Stars and they're like, we send some of the best. Look at Manila, look at Shangela. That some of the hot favourites to win do go home, and they don't. And I think maybe with definitely Trixie, but even maybe a bit with Trinity and Monet, sometimes they're just not happy with the winners. So, and by they, I mean the toxic Drag Race fandom. So I don't know, but that is super exciting to find out. And I think hopefully we'll find out in episode 3.
Finally, hope so.
I know.
Well, I guess we've come to the end. So that just means what's your rose? What's your fawn? If you don't know what we're talking about, it's the highlights and the lowlights of the week. Maybe I should sing a little song for the challenges.
I wish.
That's a 10.
Okay, so for my rose, I know I sound like a broken record, but just get into it, is the fact that it is inclusive of, that we're now having the Wow, applaud before I'd even said it. The inclusion of trans drag artists on a platform, and I didn't feel like it needed to be explained or like heralded in a way. It's like when both Jiggly and Sonique came in, it's like they're here to win, both of them. And I just think that's long overdue.
Yes. Although we had Gia last All Stars as well.
We did, but I know that from what I can tell I'm not speaking for them, but from what I can tell from Twitter, that I think that people found that a bit problematic because I think that, again, they maybe brought her back and then edited her in a not so favourable light.
And showing her saying things like, well, you're still dudes and stuff like that.
Yeah, it just, that didn't seem as celebratory as now, whereas like also with multiple, hopefully it'll open the door, what with the UK season being so successful and having openly non-binary people on, they will just open the door that it's like, okay, the Boulet brothers made the door, now you have to make drag inclusive.
The house is on fire, you've got to go through the door.
Exactly. My thorn, unfortunately, I don't mean to say such a huge part of the show, but it was the talent show. Not only did I think the judging was bogus, but I also... Bogus, bitch! I also thought that the talent wasn't really... I think the problem is that you've had people that have come in being like... who's done a really successful...
Aja, Vendela.
Really successful bitch track.
Oh, I was going to say talent show, but yeah.
Yeah, but like, do you know what I mean? Aja's a great example of that. Like, they were like, oh, what the fuck is Aja going to do? She wrote a track, performed it amazingly, and people are like, oh, that's a great thing to do for the talent. So now like 90% of them were, and they didn't really work out.
Yeah.
So talent, I just think that they've set up a structure that maybe isn't so great for all the gals.
Yeah.
Rose and Thorn, hit me, Luke.
My rose is quite shit. I'm just so happy that All Stars is back. It's my absolute favourite part of the Drag Race franchise.
Yeah.
And I just love it, especially with all the like tricks and stunts. And my thorn
should be our DJ name, Trick and Stunt. You're the trick.
Trying to make a pun on like tits and cunt, but maybe... No.
Oh, for God's sake. You were from the Yara Sophia School of Comedy.
My thorn was TKB's performance because I think I died a little bit inside.
Oh, I know. But onwards and upwards.
Yes.
Absolutely for TKB. Now we head into one of me faves, and it is, we're going to have to change it. For our first premiere season, we had Dreamcast, which was a lot of predominantly UK-based drag artists.
Well, yeah, it's who we wanted to see on season 3 of Drag Race UK.
But obviously now that this is All Stars, let's flip it and do, it can be from anyone from the franchise. And I guess as well, it can be anyone that's been on All Stars, seeing as some of these bitches are coming back for their 7th and 8th.
Greedy bitches.
Yeah. So Dreamcast will be anyone from the franchise. Does that include international?
For me, no.
Okay. So first,
I'm going to start with the legendary, the iconic Miss Nina Flowers from season 1.
Nina
she
Flowers.
was robbed, I tell you. She came second, if you don't know. And if you don't know, stop listening to this and go watch season 1. It's your homework.
Yeah.
Tell me you don't love Chanel. Nina is just fantastic. And I just love to see how she's evolved over the past 25 years.
Okay. I would love to see, I don't know how doable this is, as you will hear. I would absolutely love to see Tyra Sanchez brought back.
Oh!
Now, I think
for the cat fights.
No, I just think we've got to be careful about the way that queens are framed by the public, which is what I think has happened to her. Like, she had a lot of problems, a lot of issues going on, and then like the fandom have just decided that she's done, she's out. And I know she said some heavily problematic things, but if we're giving all of these people a chance for redemption, I think someone like that from within the family that was a winner, they deserve a bit of redemption. It's been over a decade. Like, let them come back and change their narrative.
Sure. Well, everyone was worried that she was going to send a bomb to DragCon, but then it turned out it was just really badly advised promo for her album that was coming out called like Explosive or something like that. So it's like, it wasn't really a threat, but she was stupid to try and do it.
Yeah,
like
I don't
that.
think she literally had weapons of mass destruction to bring to a con. But yeah, I just think that her entire name and legacy has kind of been... Oh, that? Really? Her entire legacy has kind of been really clouded, and I think she deserves a chance to come back and explain.
Sure.
So yeah, I'd love to see that.
I guess that's kind of wrapping up episode 1 of All Star 6. Are you glad we're back, guys and gays and theys and hers and they bees and babies? I've lost count. I hope I'm including everyone.
Better be. Yeah, absolutely fantastic first episode, Luke's. Congratulations.
Same to you, tip of the hat.
Tip of the hat, Mum. And thanks for joining us back. And we will see you this week for another episode. That is right, because they were hitting you with 2 episodes and we got to hit you with 2 episodes too. So midweek, we'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye.